So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to another interesting episode of the crazy week that was with Barrister Neze. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Wait a minute. Calm your nerves. Let us take this little public service announcement before we dive into this video. Do you guys on Nezeville know that I have a personal channel, my up close and personal channel where I discuss my life, my relocation. If you don't know, I just relocated to a new country, my family and my personal stuff, for those that are longing to know me closely personally. I have a separate YouTube channel called Nezepeperepe, and there you're going to see my true vibes, my true personality. It is not this up and corporate lawyer that you guys see on Nezeville all the time, forming prim and proper. Nah. On that channel, you get to relate with me intimately and personally. Personally. So if you're yet to subscribe to that channel, I'm going to leave the link in the description box and pinned in the comment section. Hurry before I close the door. I'm going to close the gate very soon. Hurry down there to Nezepeperepe and subscribe to my personal channel. You're going to love it there. Just as this channel is packed with information and educative content, that place is also packed with a lot of information, but in a fun and more relaxed way. Alright? So see you there. In fact, pause this video right now. Pause this video and go to Nezepeperepe, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. Let me know in the last video that you're from Nezeville, and come back to this video so I can give you the cocoa, the gist, just as you like it. Let us dive right into it. Alright guys, it's been a long time that we did a crazy week that was, and today's video is a crazy week that was a video. So in the crazy week that was, we came across this video. Now I don't care if it's an old video or a new one. What matters to me is that it trended in the crazy week that was, so we got to talk about it. It is a video, an interview by the wife, or should I say ex-wife, of Nedu Wazobia. Alhaji Nedu, his ex-wife, granted this interview. But before I dive into that video, let me give us a little background for those that do not know. So for as long as we knew back then, Nidu was married to his beautiful wife Hazel Uzo, and they had 3 amazing children, 2 girls and a boy. Guys, we were not even aware that they were having any issues. According to us members of the public, the honorable stakeholders of the public, all was well with that marriage, so we were minding our business. It wasn't until Uzo, Hazel, the wife, took to social media last year during that Two-Face and Anidibia saga, when Annie came on the social media crying again that Two-Face has done this to her, Two-Face has done that again. Hazel jumped on the trend, should I call it a trend? But Hazel jumped on the saga and posted in her Instagram stories, it is a perfect time to call out useless men, and then she tagged her husband, which we then knew was her ex-husband, Nedu Wazobia, with her full chest. She then went all out, full-blown call out, calling out Nedu and accusing him of all sorts of things. What didn't she say? No. She called Nedu a woman beater, emotional abuser, mental torturer, psychological devourer. What didn't she call Nedu? And I was like, Chineke Namo. And people were like, Jesus Christ of Nazareth, Nedu, bia. So you come online from me, comedian, I make people laugh, I'm a good guy, I'm a social guy. But inside the house, inside the inner carcass, you are a beast, you are a monster, you beat your wife. She even said that just few hours after she had a CS for the 3rd child. Nedu jumped on her, pounced on her and beat her silly with her CS wound. It was not bearable for a lot of us. People descended on Nedu with fire and venom. We were so pissed off. I remember how all of us, we started marching to Nedu's house that day. We started marching. Did you guys see me in the crowd? I was the one with red shirt and blue jeans. We were all marching to Nedu's house that day, boiling and chanting, justice for Hazel, justice for Hazel. We were marching, justice for Hazel, until Nedu decided to open his mouth. Nedu responded to his wife's allegations, and according to him, she was constantly unfaithful in her marriage. In fact, when we heard that one, we're like, Nedu Benu song, Shut up your mouth, Benosaro. All these men, after they finish beating their wife, their number one excuse, their number one way to tarnish their wife's image is to say the wife was unfaithful. Unfaithful kill there. We didn't even believe Nedu at all. But he wasn't done yet. Evidence, Otepot. Nedu went further to state that her infidelity and her philandering ways prompted him to run a DNA test on their children. And when the results came out, his first child, his only son, was not his. In other words, Hazel had put another man's child, not by mistake, not okay, I was dating two men. One proposed, I didn't know which one. Knowingly, Hazel knowingly put another man's son on Nedu to raise as an only son. He even shared the DNA results. The painful part about this whole thing was that we were still on our way to Nedu's house, chanting, but when the results came, as our hands were in the air, justice for his, so we drop our hand with shame. We were like, when you were heaping this accusation and allegation, why didn't you tell us this part? Be this woman is sure the game. You did this kind of thing, put another person's child on your husband, and you came to social media to call him out, useless man, stupid man, and you left out the most critical issue in their marriage, which was paternity fraud. You didn't mention woman. Now woman, they do woman, and you made us to be chanting and be fighting for you, and you concealed this one that you did. Auntie Hazel, is it good? What was very painful to a lot of people was that despite what Hazel had done, Nidu kept it hush-hush. That's why they say men do not talk. It is women that are always saying, he did this to me in marriage. He did this. But if man opened his mouth and tell you his own experience, Church Agbasa, Father Allah. So this man knew this kind of thing that you did, and he didn't call you out on social media. But you are the one that had the effrontery to come on Instagram to slander him, to accuse him, to insult him, to ruin his reputation. Auntie Hazel, what is the color of your mint? Well, in the crazy week there was, Hazel has now come out to state her own truths, her own part of the story. Oh yeah, grab your popcorn and listen.
So, along the line, while we were still married, Nedu became insecure, very insecure. And he was doubting the paternity of my last child, the second girl. He went about telling, his colleagues were calling me, and I heard things like, Nedu said you guys only had sex once and you say you're pregnant. Please, how many times do you have to have sex to get pregnant? So he was doubting the paternity of that child, and he went to find out. Unfortunately for him, it was the first. Trust me, I knew he was going to do that, but that is, we all know that, well, I don't know about you guys, but that is so low.
Okay, this one is new. I am not understanding. First and foremost, whoever told you to grant this interview, please get that person arrested, because that person does not like you. Don't ever talk to that person again. Whoever encouraged you to do this interview is a frenemy. We are not understanding your terminologies, Auntie Hazel. Did you say unfortunately for him? Did you say that was too low of him? Who is talking about low here? Is it the person that perpetrated the deed or the person that found out? Who is low? It's a different thing entirely when you have been 100 with your man, faithful and loyal in your marriage, 1000% monogamous. You know, send any other man, not just your husband where you know. But that man wouldn't stop hurting you with his crazy insecurities and his trust issues, and then goes behind you to conduct a DNA test on your children, and then discovers that they are truly his children, and all along he has been making his trust issues and all these things that he's reading on social media drive him to hysteria. Then you will have mouth. Your mouth can be sharp. You can maybe then be upset with the guy and say, oh, the guy no rates you at all. So the guy sees you as a hoe that stays married and goes around sleeping around. then you might have a reason to be upset with him for his lack of trust. But this man checked and he found it. He saw something. You were not innocent. You were guilty as sin and guilty as hell. And here you are granting interview, calling him low. How low can you go? So a lot of people were very, very upset with Hazel's approach to all of these. They believed that she must be the one who was manipulative and narcissist in that marriage, because she had always claimed that Nidu was manipulative, he was narcissistic, he was evil, he was a different personality from that fun, jovial character that we all know him to be, that in the house, he is like bipolar, he's erratic with his behavior. But with this level of gaslighting, blaming the person that uncovered your crime, your sins, as the bad person, instead of taking responsibility as the person who perpetrated the wrong, that's another level of crazy. So many people were so pissed off with her that she had the guts to blame Nedu for finding out instead of taking responsibility for doing it in the first place. Do let me know what you think in the comment section. Before we go to the next topic, all the odogus in the house, the chiamos, please step forward. I know a lot of you joined me recently during this Mubad issue. All the men in the house, step forward, come in. I don't care what you're wearing, suit, kaftan, joggers, whatever, as long as you're a man, please occupy the front row. I want to ask you a question, a very honest and innocent question though. Open your mind and answer me. So what do you think about this situation? Assuming you are a one woman, one man kind of person, like you keep it 100 in your relationship, you do not have time to go around sleeping around with other women, it's just you and your wife, you have been faithful throughout your marriage, very open, very transparent, no two-face, no games, no hanky-panky. But you have this overtly suspicious woman who is constantly in doubt of your fidelity. Maybe due to her past experiences or all these nasty things that she reads on social media. She's irate, she's suspicious, she's alarmed. She can't trust you. And then she goes behind your back, taps your phone line, clones your WhatsApp, and maybe gets a private investigator to track you and run some background on you, monitor you and follow you around. And after all these her hysteria, it turns out that you were clean after all. You were not playing any games. You have been loyal and faithful to her. There were no other women apart from her. Will you feel upset about her lack of trust? Or will you see it as absolutely nothing and dismiss it with a wave of hand? Please drop your opinion down in the comment section. There is a mathematical analysis and a simultaneous equation that I need to balance here. Just drop your answer in the comment section. Okay, let us go to the next topic and the crazy week that was. Moving on from that one, the second story in the crazy week that was is really, really saddening and painful. In the crazy week that was, we saw a very, very disturbing video of a Kenyan lawyer, Raymond Unduga, raining endless doses of slaps on his wife's face in a public place. Not just a public place, in the presence of his friend who sat, watched, and got entertained. This video was so disheartening, like it made my stomach churn. For community guideline rules, I might not be able to post it here, but do you follow me on Instagram? Hello, hi. Do you follow Nezaville on Instagram? If you do not, please go to Instagram and Twitter and follow Nezaville at Nezaville, just as the name is. Sometimes I drop these videos right in my stories. So don't forget to head on to Instagram and follow me at Nezaville. And if you're not subscribed here, please hit the subscribe button. Let me just throw in that reminder. So let's go on. So this crazy fellow, is he really a lawyer? Because I'm confused. This crazy fellow rained at least 10 hot slaps on his wife's face in a public place, pulled her hair, rough-handled her while she sat there begging him, pacifying him, trying to cool him down, and doing absolutely nothing, not as little as standing up and walking away from the situation. Now, this isn't the worst part of this incident. When video footage of this incident made it out, people were beyond livid. They were so pissed off. They began calling on this lady to leave this man immediately and take it up with the authorities. But the Ella she gave us, the response she gave us, sent all of us to just lie down in bed and cover ourselves with duvet. Sharing a picture of both of them in bed. Doris Tado, by the way, that's her name, his wife's name. Doris feeding him some early breakfast tea, half naked in bed. He said, "So you guys think my wife can leave me just because you say so? I have money and I F Doro well." Hey, Doro Bucci. These two things you cannot find in one man. Mijotu Hawazina Lacha, and your opinion do not count. Things are happening. He continued, "Breakfast in bed. When you sent them to arrest me, my wife said I have never laid my hands on her and I have only touched her bigness when we are conjugating." So where hata uba, oh my God, not again, Bia. All these other African countries, what is the meaning of this now? Can't you people write a single sentence in English without adding what I don't understand inside the sentence? Eh? Ghanaians, Kenyans, South Africans. You hear them say, "This girl is getting on my nerves." Which kind of language be this one now? Let us understand you in peace. Please, I'm going to leave that right up on the screen. Please help us interpret it in the comment section if you can read it and understand. This man concluded by saying, "Suppose my sex toy wife," oh my God, women, why are you disgracing us? Why? Okay. "Suppose my sex toy wife left me the way you wanted, would you have been feeding her now? Or you were just fuzzy and hasty without direction? A very foolish type. Learn to respect money." Oh my God. You see, there's some things that you see that you're not even upset with the perpetrator. No, you're not angry with the accused. You are more upset with the victim. And this case is honestly one of them. Like a grown woman, how can a man treat you this way, beat you up in public, maltreat you, and then come out to brag? That's how will you feed if you leave him? And you have 2 hands and 2 legs, and after beating you, he throws some flimsy gifts around, and you come on social media posing with him half naked in bed and smiling and feeding him. You are not disabled. You are still young and vibrant. Women, where is your pride? Where is your dignity? Like, where is your shame? Like, don't you have a family? Where is your individuality? What of your self-worth, Kwano? Like, seriously, it is so sad. And come to think of it, this is not the first, second, or third time that this guy is beating up his wife in public. He constantly beats her up and then throws around some flimsy gifts in her face, and then she comes to public and starts smiling and laughing. Like, what do we call this now? Is it docility of the brain? Is it laziness? Is it greed? Is it low self-esteem? Is it grooming? Let me know in the comment section how to categorize this level of folly. But before we close this video, on a very serious note, there's some very, very important things that I need to pass across to you, my audience, especially we new generation parents. I want to emphasize the need for we young parents to inculcate the value of self-worth in our children, to raise them with a healthy dose of self-esteem, to infuse in the next generation of ladies and even men standards. Teach them boundaries. Teach them and express to them what love is. Don't only show them you love them, tell them that you love them. And if you're a guy and you're watching, don't ever think that it's only your wife's responsibility. It's a woman's responsibility to be mushy and be saying, I love you. Me as a man, it is my job to go out and provide. That era is over. It is even more important for women, baby girls, female children to hear I love you from their father than even their mother. You need to tell them, you need to show them, so they don't go out there looking for it. They're already overwhelmed with it at home. So they don't have a skewed concept of what love truly is. So they don't have any random vagabond impress on them their own definition of love, and because they're a plain paper that have not experienced it, they will think that that is normalcy, and they would accept it because they do not know different. We need to raise our children with an abundance of love, love overflow, so they would know how it feels and have a high expectation of how people should treat them. Such children will grow up not being men or women that will remain in abusive relationships because they are lucky to even find somebody that loves them. What is the possibility that if they leave this guy, they will find another person that loves them? It will help us raise the next generation of women that understand that just because a guy took them out and bought them a pair of shoe or human hair, they do not need to compensate the guy by having sex with him. They do not feel that the worth of their body and their nakedness is pizza and shawarma. They will not feel like it's okay for a man to beat them and maltreat them as long as he loves me. He takes care of me. He buys me gifts. They will understand that that is not love. That is abuse, because their dad has set a standard for them. Their dad has shown them what true love is. They are not out there looking for it everywhere and with everybody. It's called a sense of self. Self-worth, a healthy self-esteem is paramount, and it starts with the family. The first point of socialization. It starts with the upbringing, the foundation. And this self-worth is completely missing in this lady in question. I really do hope that her government or her God saves her, because from what I'm seeing, I don't think that lady is ready to save herself anytime soon. I hope it doesn't turn out to be another case of Osinachi Wachuku. Please drop your comments and let me know what you think about all that I have said on this story and on the first one down in the comment section. You see, this woman has made me turn this video to a serious video. This crazy week that was supposed to be a fun one, but I'm so angry at what I saw. Anyways, guys, don't mind me. We're going to discuss funner things in the next crazy week that was. All right, don't forget to drop all your comments about what you feel about all the discussions we've had today down in the comment section. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here or if you've been watching and you're yet to subscribe, hello, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, drop all your comments down in the comment section, give this video a big thumbs up and turn on your bell notifications, because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezaville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.